Welcome back to the channel. Well, let's talk about the fall of the Assad regime. Now, if you remember, I made a video a few years ago discussing the problems in Syria and how Assad had been using chemical weapons against his own people. Also, potentially, there were reports of potential uses of biological weapons as well. That led Donald Trump to dropping, shooting missiles and launching missiles at certain Syrian military installations. Didn't do much, more symbolic than anything else, but he was trying to at least send a message to Assad to stop attacking his own people. At least that was the argument, right? Now, now in the last few weeks, these rebel factions have gotten together and swept the country in Syria and have taken over Damascus, the capital. Assad has now fled like a coward to Russia, and a representative for Assad has said that that they are going to hand over power to these new people. Now, the new people to me are a bit concerning, but this could be a good thing. We will see. But what I'm concerned about, and what I think is has the potential for really bad things happening here, is this guy used to work with Al Qaeda, the masterminds behind the 9/11 attacks. He said in a CNN interview that he's no longer with them anymore because he did not support their vile and violent, cruel tactics. Hopefully, he doesn't bring any of that with him. He claims he supports sectarian tolerance, an end to sectarian violence in the country, and that he's stopping certain drugs that Syria had become known for from being produced. Those are a few things he set out that he said he wants to do in an interview with CNN just a few days before they reached Damascus. Now, Assad was a terrible person. He was killing children and women and children with chemical weapons without care for anything. He was bombing Aleppo for just bombing apartment buildings and houses in Aleppo because mostly the people in Aleppo did not support him. Think of it this way: if you live here in America, think if Donald Trump became president and started bombing California because California didn't support him. Yeah, that's what was going on. And that's where a lot of the rebels came out of because of how he was treating the people there. That's where some of the chemical weapons were used. So I think Assad being gone is a good thing. But I believe we should approach what is possibly going to happen in Syria with complete caution. Because we have to be careful. We have to be mindful of the fact that there are a lot of jihadists that were embedded within the factions that he is working with. So we got to see what they do, because there were some factions of just a few years ago that were talking about trying to create an Islamic State, which I think I would see as a problem, because we already see what happens to people's civil rights and human rights under an oppressive Islamic regime. Now, I don't care what religion people are. I don't care what people um, follow. I don't care. But I believe everybody should be free to celebrate and worship their religion, whatever religion that is, even if I don't agree with it. So with that said, if he supports everyone else's right to exist in the country and doesn't, install some draconian laws, which were already on the books in Syria, then I think everything could be safer for people. If nothing else, maybe this will stop the bombing of Aleppo and things like that. But my concern, whenever any country is taken over by a group of rebels or whatever, is very often it doesn't get better. Take what happened with the Taliban. They said they were a new reformed Taliban who wouldn't take the rights of women away. But the moment they took power, the very next day, they banned all women and girls from going to school and forced them back under the burqa, even though they promised they wouldn't. So time will tell. And I don't know what's going to happen, but just I'll keep watching it, watch this space, and I'll let you know.